Good day, brother and sisters. Today's video, let's talk about the story of Joseph. So, what can we learn from the life of Joseph? So, ano makukuha natin or ano ang pwede nating ma-learn sa story ni Joseph? So, let's go, brother and sisters. So, historical background: Joseph was the son of Jacob and the grandson of Isaac. He grew up in the land of Canaan but spent most of his life in Egypt. So Joseph was rejected by his brothers. So gi-reject ni siya sa iyang mga igsoon, brother and sisters. So Joseph grew up in a large family. His father had four wives, each of which uh, had several children. In total, there were 12 sons and at least one daughter. But Father Jacob loved his wife Rachel more than the others, and he gave her son Joseph and Benjamin a special treatment. So, naging siya special treatment, mga kapatid, no, for these two uh, boys, si Joseph and Benjamin. So, ito yung mga anak ni Raquel. By giving Joseph a special colorful robe, the 10 older brothers became jealous of Joseph. And this was only made worse when he had special dreams, in which all the brothers bow down for him. So, nung nagkaroon ng dream or uh, panaginip si Joseph, brothers and sisters, ito yung isang naging daan kung bakit mas lumala yung jealousy ng mga kapatid niya. So one day, the brothers were pasturing their father's flock, and Joseph was sent to see how they were doing. The brothers took this opportunity to get rid of him. They threw him into a pit and then sold him as a slave to some traders who happened to pass by. To hide all this from their father, they pretended that Joseph had been killed by a wild animals. So it is very hard for Joseph, brother and sisters. No? Imagine, imagine, sariling kapatid pa niya ang gumawa nito, no? The dream, first dream niya, kapatid, no? Uh, nagkaroon siya ng nagkaroon siya ng uh, panaginip na merong 7 trigo na nakita niya at tsaka nagbow down sa isang trigo, no. Ayun. So nagalit yung mga kapatid niya, and aside for that, meron ding tinatawag nating special treatment sa father niya doon kay Joseph. So that is one reason, brothers and sisters, no, na lumala yung jealousy ng mga kapatid ni Joseph. So one day, ayun, hinulog siya sa balon, pagkatapos ah, kinuha ulit, ibinenta. So it is very ano, no, critical na part, no, para kay Joseph. So God was with Joseph despite his difficult circumstances. So Joseph's life was turned upside down. He was brought to Egypt and sold as a slave. He undoubtedly felt confused, sad, and alone. But the Bible tells us that the Lord was with him there. Genesis 39 verse 2 and uh, chapter 39 verse 23. His work was blessed and he got a good position in the house of his master until his master wife falsely accused him of an attempt to sleep with her. Then Joseph was put in a prison, but again, the Lord was with him. So imagine, grabe yung mga difficult circumstances ni Joseph, no? Uh, Pinagkatiwalaan si Joseph and dahil malaki yung pangangatawan ni Joseph, may tsura, nagkakagusto yung asawa ng master niya until na since na God is always there for Joseph, hindi pa rin na hindi pa rin na tintal, no? Oh, nalinlang si Joseph, hindi nalinlang ng asawa ng master niya. So, dahil hindi makukuha ng asawa ng master niya ang gusto niya kay Joseph. So, ayun, gi-accuse siya na gi-rape daw siya ni Joseph. So, grabing trials mga kapatid. So, two fellow prisoners had dreamed that only Joseph could interpret. These were prophetic dreams, and they came true years later. So, Pharaoh had confusing dream too. Joseph was called to interpret them. God showed him that the dreams warned of a 7 years long uh, famine after the 7 years period of plenty. Pharaoh was very much pleased with Joseph's interpretation dahil ang dami ng mga tinawag ng Pharaoh, no, para i-interpret, but no one can interpret his dream. Only Joseph lang mga kapatid, no, ang nakapag-interpret. So, Joseph appointed him as a ruler over all of Egypt to gather as much grain as possible to help the Egyptian prepare for the years of famine. Joseph's position changed from a beloved son to a slave, then to a prisoner, and finally to a vice uh, viceroy. And God was with him all the time. Pero dumating yung time na uh, sa panahon ng uh, gutom, no? Sa panahon ng gutom, syempre pumunta yung iba't ibang lugar doon sa Egypt. So, Joseph forgave his brother, even though na ang daming mga ginagawang kasalanan ng mga kapatid ni Joseph sa kanya. Pero, uh, napatawad pa rin ni Joseph, mga kapatid. No? It, it was not only the land of Egypt that faced years of famine. As God had foretold in Pharaoh dreams, Father Jacob and his family, who still live in the land of Canaan, were also running out of food. Then the 10 brothers went to Egypt to buy grain, and there they met Joseph again, but they did not recognize him. This gave Joseph the opportunity to put them to the test. So, anong ginawa ni Joseph? Nagkaroon siya ng ano, uh, itinest ni Joseph yung mga kapatid niya dahil gusto niyang makita kung nagbago na ba ang mga kapatid niya. So were they still jealous and mean, or had they changed over the years? So yan yung gusto makita ni Joseph. Of course, Joseph could also have used this uh, chance to take revenge for the evil they had done to him. But didn't he forgive them heartedly and invited them to move to Egypt, where he could provide for them? He concluded that you meant evil against me, but God meant it for good, to bring it about that many people should be kept alive as they are as they are today. So Genesis 50 verse 20. So ayun mga kapatid no, hindi pa rin nagawa ni Joseph na ah, mag-revenge sa kanila. Even though nagalit si Joseph sa mga ginagawa ng kapatid niya sa kanya. But ayun, so pinatawad pa rin niya no. Sa katunayan nga mga kapatid no, at pinatawag pa nga niya yung bunso niyang kapatid na si Benjamin dahil gusto niya makita yung kapatid niya at nagkaroon pa nga ng ah, ano, sinasabotahe ni Joseph kasi gusto niya talaga na makapagganti sa mga kapatid niya. Now let's proceed no sa story ni Joseph. Tatalo na tayo kasi napakahaba no at saka baka tutuloy yung luha ko kapatid. So Joseph dreams come true. Nipalik siya sa Kanaan when he was only 17 years old. Joseph had dreamed that his brothers bow down for him. Real life seems to be very different. However, but Joseph never forgot about the dreams, nor did he turn his back to the Lord. And finally, when Joseph was appointed as ruler and his brothers came to buy grain, their dreams were shown to be true. So, ayun. So, yung mga dream ni Joseph is nagkakatotoo mga kapatid, no? Na ni-bow down yung mga kapatid niya sa kanya. So, some lessons for us, mga kapatid, is ito yung tinatawag natin yung favoritism and jealousy can destroy whole families. On the other hand, how good and pleasant it is when brothers dwell in unity. Psalm 133 verse 1. So, as a parent, always remember na magkakaroon tayo ng patas na pagmamahal ng ating mga anak. Even though na ito yung pinakagusto mo, but you need to be fair sa mga anak natin mga kapatid no? Para walang magkakaroon ng jealousy no hindi mag-grow ang jealousy sa family dahil ang favoritism again brothers and sisters favoritism and jealousy can destroy whole families. Ang daming mga pamilya na nasisira dahil dito mga kapatid no. So God's guidance of our lives can be completely incomprehensible to us. Joseph life's story teaches us that he is never the least in control and that he is faithful to his promises. And Joseph life story shown how people can experience God's presence even in unjust and difficult circumstances. So this was all experience now. So even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Psalm 23 verse 4. So ayun mga kapatid. I hope na meron tayong natutunan for a short story of Joseph. And that's all for today, brothers and sisters. And see you next video. I hope na abangan natin mga kapatid no, ang next video. Maraming salamat. This is Abraham TV signing out.